Welcome to Optimal Health Weekly with your host, Steve Adams. This podcast is for highly driven professionals, CEOs, and entrepreneurs who know health is the first wealth. Join us each week for a mix of expert interviews and solo episodes on health topics relevant to your busy life. Let's elevate your health together.
Hi, my name is Steve Adams. I'm the founder and CEO of Tiger Medical Institute, and I want to welcome you to this free training on how to add a healthy decade of life and feel better now. Well, my background, just to give you a little bit of information so you know who you're listening to here, I was a former banker, corporate banker for 14 years. I was also the founder of a company called US Retail that was a chain of pet stores. I exited that, and then I was the founder of Tiger Medical as well. Like many people on this free training, whether you're retired and you're a former person like this, or you are currently in the thick of it like me, you're probably a high achiever, a driver, a type A personality. Now, that isn't to say that somebody who is the opposite of that doesn't also have challenges with health and they want to learn. But more often than not, the people that we do see coming to Tiger Medical fit this profile. I also want to let you know that I took care of everyone but me, and I arrived at age 50 feeling terrible. And I experienced a health transformation 4 or 5 years later that caused me to get into this business of Tiger Medical, and I'll tell you more about that story in a minute. Okay, what you're going to learn in this training are things like my story, which I just shared with you, but I'm also got more to share with you on that. You're going to learn about statistics on premature disease and death. We're going to talk about the problem in healthcare. And then the majority of this training is going to be about one simple strategy, one simple step that can change your health future, that changed my health future and hundreds of people before you that have worked with us. So why this and why now? Well, we live, and I think everybody would understand this, we live in a hustle culture where devices and this culture of going fast leave us chronically stressed, leave us without margin, leading to chronic stress response. We also, because of this culture and also the fact that we're doing a lot of knowledge work, it leads to a sedentary life, which also leads to the use of convenience foods because we're so compressed for time. Another challenge that we see is that sleep is compromised. That is widespread. 95% of the people that I speak to in our business are compromised from a sleep standpoint. And when all of this synergizes and then is chronic for many years, it sets us up for chronic disease and potentially premature death. And when I say that, meaning you've accelerated the aging process in your own life and could face death earlier than it should be. Like, you can affect that. So who is this for? Well, if you're struggling with some aspect of health and you're not getting good answers from your primary care doctor or the traditional medical system, very much this is aligned with trying to give you an answer. Secondly, you may be concerned about family history, okay, and that becoming a reality in your life. You are just looking for help to know what's best for you and how to do it. The other thing is you may be ready to take baby steps to improve your health proactively. You're just ready to do that. You're fearful that, like me, you haven't taken care of yourself like you could. You've had a measure of success and you don't want to compromise the enjoyment of that success by getting sick early. And, you also want to stack the odds of gaining time. I say an extra decade of good health, but it could be more. Those are, if, one or several of those is consistent with your motivation for being on this training, then this is a good fit. All right, let me just tell you why you are important to me, okay? I've seen how I can have the biggest impact in the world And it's when I show up as the best version of me. I'm going to tell you my story in a minute, and then I'll kind of give you a feel for how I wasn't showing up and how that was negatively affecting people, partners, my spouse, my family members. Okay. So I want you to have that same big impact by showing up as the best version of you. I also know that, this is true of all of our clients. You have so much to give. But the problem is how you're feeling today is holding you back. And it's affecting your relationships. It's affecting the achievement of goals in your business and in life. And I simply want to give you what I have, a transformed life full of energy and possibility. And most importantly, I believe time. I've stacked the odds of gaining time in my life, and I want to give that to you as well. All right, now let's talk about my turning point. After I was a banker, I got into a pet business, and I was in that for 21 years. And not all on my accord, had a great team, had some amazing partners, and we grew that business together to over 100 million in revenue. It was highly profitable, and I personally was making more money than I'd ever made. However, despite all of that success, my wife was very unhappy with me and with our marriage. My kids were worried about me because of what they were seeing at home with my wife, and also, just how I was interacting with them. I was exhausted, irritable, anxious, and without joy. And what scared me almost the most was I just felt nothing. Nothing bothered me, or nothing could elicit emotion in me. I was numb. And, I'm trying to keep this short, but I suffered from very little sleep, a significant problem with acid reflux, IBS, mood issues for 2 decades. And the thing you need to know is I tried to seek out help from the traditional medical system. The problem was I had a lot of these complex symptoms, but none of it rose to the level of where it was codable as a disease. And the system is simply not set up to do that. It's set up to apply really good care once you're sick. It's a sick care model, not a proactive preventative model. And I'm not saying anything bad about primary care doctors or the system. They do great work. They are in this to help people. They have great motivation. It's just the design of the system. And so more and more options are coming out in the last 5 years where you can address these things proactively. So my wife, during this time when I was struggling, she left for a trip overseas to see a friend for 10 days. And I was alone for those days, and this was really kind of at the end point for me. I realized I was on a path of destruction and potentially premature death if something didn't change. And one of my good friends works with NFL teams. He's a neuropsychologist. He did a big full workup on me and just said, you really need to see a physician because I am worried about you. I don't think that you're going to make it into your 60s. That's what he felt like. And so from all of that, I decided to sell to my partners and to prioritize for the first time in my life, taking care of me. So that's what I did. And so a new me emerged. I took a year off. I met this amazing physician who's a partner today. And he was different. He took his time. He listened. He played medical detective. He found the root causes of my symptoms. And he went on a journey with me for a year and helped me little by little make changes in how I lived. And within a year, all my symptoms were resolved. And today, at 60 years old, I feel better than I did 20 years ago. So the big idea that I want to share with you in this training is that my story can be your story, okay? I believe that everybody that's listening to this, you understand my story at some level. You're successful, you're ambitious, you have a lot of responsibility, you've got stress in your life, you've got time pressure, you've got challenges. All of this stuff works against your well-being. Our culture, the technology that is supposed to help us also can work against us. Your rules of life, meaning the patterns, all of these things have played a role in causing you to feel the way you do today. And But I'll tell you this, and I'm sincere in this. The rest of this thing, I'm going to talk about a baby step that you can take. You can definitely do it. I took it. I was a little fearful and I had trepidation, but I stepped forward and I did it. And it led to all this that I'm sharing with you today. And you can do the same thing. So my vision with this, as we go into the specifics after this, is that we live in a world that's marked by chaos. If you're over the age of 45, you know what I mean. It is fundamentally different today than when we were young in the 80s and 90s. There is more division, more chaos than ever before. And for me, trying to face that chaos in the business world with the rapid change that was going on the last 20 years and continues to accelerate, I was trying to take that on from a state of depletion. And you can't do that, all right? And I found order in all of this chaos through a new set of rules for life that have helped me show up as the best version of myself every day the past 5 years. And it begins with your core health. Your physiology has to be that foundational building block from which everything else you do in your life builds from. Because if you're depleted like I was, you cannot face all of this successfully and order your life in a state of wellness and thriving. Okay, so my vision is to help you take that first step where you are given the truth about where you are so that you can start to create your own new set of rules of life that will bring order and wellness into your life. Okay, I want you to be the best version of yourself, to better your family, your business, and the endeavors that you invest in. All right, we're going to learn now 3 secrets to achieve wellness and stack the odds of adding that extra decade or 2 to your life. Number 1, and this is what we're going to spend most of our time on tonight. We're just going to give a little bit to the other 2, just so you can kind of see where we're going long term. You have to establish a baseline of truth. Without core truth assessment, you can't change. Okay, we all know that facts are our friends. We cannot lie to ourselves and get better. It's just that simple. And then the other 2 secrets we'll just touch on a little bit in this training are to enter into a trusted process that has proven to achieve transformation. You want to be able to trust that. And third, you want to have a step-by-step process of implementing new rules for life. So establish the truth. Let's talk about it. What is it? It's a comprehensive, true health assessment with over 35 key biomarkers. You might be asking yourself, why does it matter? Well, it's going to reveal the hidden health risks that are not showing up on a traditional primary care annual physical. Okay? This is going to provide real data that's going to chart a course ahead for you without guessing. Okay? I'll give you an example. My wife took this assessment. She's been getting normal readings for the past 5 years on one particular biomarker. She ran through our comprehensive true health assessment and found a very significant problem that was not showing up in the regular labs that would have led to dementia, cardiovascular disease, potentially diabetes. Fortunately, we caught it soon enough, and now she's almost done finishing a treatment process to completely correct it. But had she not done this extra level, she would have not known it until the actual symptoms showed up. All right, so that's why it matters. And how do you do this? It's really simple. You commit to a single test, you invest in it, you go to the lab, you get it done, and then you get on a call with me and we go through the results. It's that simple. Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute. Do you ever feel like you're operating at less than 100%? It's time to take control of your health with the True Health Assessment by Tiger Medical. Get comprehensive blood screening to identify hidden health risks before it's too late. Our team of Mayo-trained and naturopathic physicians will analyze your results and provide a custom plan to optimize your well-being. Don't let underlying issues hold you back. Invest in your most valuable asset, your health. For the price of a daily chai latte from Starbucks, you can gain priceless insights and a roadmap to peak performance. Visit truehealthassessment.com truehealthassessment.com today and unlock your full potential. Because when you feel your best, you can achieve your best. That's true health. All right, enter into a trusted process. I'm going to do this really quick. What is it? It's a 1-year, one-to-one partnership with a great physician, okay? And the whole goal is based off your truth. This partnership with the doctor is customized to your unique health data and lifestyle, okay? Why does it matter? Well, let me give you some sobering statistics. Up to 80% of disease is preventable if you catch it early. So that means that 8 out of 10 times you don't need to suffer from that if you're willing to set some new rules for life. Secondly, 1 in 2 premature deaths are preventable. So again, why not stack the odds in your favor to avoid these unnecessary risks? Your family, your friends, your employees, your colleagues are counting on you. How do you do it? You join the Tiger Medical membership. That's for another day. That's talked about after your true health assessment test and that you have the facts, and then you can understand how you could work with Tiger. And fear not, we make that work for people's budget. All right, and then finally, implement new rules for life. What is this? It's a new system of living to replace the system you're already living. So here's the cool thing. I've done this with over hundreds of people. And our coaches have, and our doctors, is you're already living a certain way. All we do is help you learn to engineer a new way of living that doesn't require massive amounts of motivation, because we use great behavioral science and how to change habits. All right. Why does it matter? Well, your rules are going to define your outcomes, and who you are each day is who you become. It's very simple. You know this. How do you do it? You implement our medically informed 8 health habits in concert with a physician. They're breathing, sleep optimization, time-restricted eating, hydration, movement, 80% good nutrition, mindfulness, and targeted supplementation based on physician recommendation to fit your imbalances. And so that's how it works, okay? So that's kind of an overview of how to implement the rules of life. So I want to step back and remember, why are we here? My vision is to help you create a new set of rules for life that will bring order and wellness to your life. And I want you to be the best version of yourself, to better your family, business, and the endeavors you invest in. And what I want you to think about while I'm going through this is, why does that matter to you? Like, think about why you would do something like this and how it would benefit you, and why is it important to you? That's something you need to really think about, okay? So because it's decision time. And let me say this, if you do nothing, nothing ever changes. You're always going to get what you've always done, okay? So everything you need for one baby step resides within you. One of my friends, Scott Manning, he's a great marketing consultant. He talks about this all the time. He said, people need to understand that everything they need to do, or all of the power they need lies within them, okay? And I'm saying that to you tonight, is that everything you need to take this one first baby step is already within you, okay? All you have to do is agree with that idea, and then everything you need to begin your journey, like mine, was within you already, and so you are ready. Okay, that's a decision you have to make. All right. At the end, what I want you to do is use your camera. I want you to frame up the QR code, and I want you to go to the landing page as the first step and sign up for this test. You can afford it. I promise. Don't worry. And this is how you establish the truth. Step 1. All right, let's have a reality check. I'm going to say it again. How you feel today is from the rules of life you've already been living by. 60% of Americans, this is according to a 2019 CDC study, live with one chronic disease. 40% live with 2 or more. So you have a 6 in 10 chance of having a chronic disease. That's around 100 million Americans, adults, are in this place, okay? So without change, you have a 60% probability of ending up there. All right. Most people, and I would say, based on what we're seeing at our in our organization, over 8, 9, and 10 are living in a way that's actually accelerating the aging process at a cellular level. Okay. In fact, 1 in 2 deaths, as I've said earlier, are actually preventable that are premature deaths. Okay. So that's also a study. So losing your health in the peak years of your life is the most likely event that will negatively affect your well-being in your middle age and retirement years. I just heard another speaker talk about, when do we have our biggest impact? Well, our biggest impact is in our 70s, number 1 decade. Our 80s is the number 2, and our 60s is number 3. Now, if you're 40 years old, you can still have a great impact in your 40s and 50s if you don't get sick. But my point is, understand what's at stake here. If you take this first step, you are potentially at a geometric level increasing the potential positive impact that you have, not only on your life for you, but on your spouse, on your children, on your grandchildren, on your employees, on the people around you, and the people that you work in your nonprofit at. Just get your head around that idea that your best years are ahead of you if you can take one of the biggest risks off the table. And that's what we're offering you here tonight with Tiger Medical, is the opportunity to take that risk off the table, and you have 100% control over it. But one of the things you got to do is you've got to make the decision that I'm going to become a health investor instead of a healthcare consumer. A consumer waits till they're sick, and then they have to spend a lot more money and time on it. If you become a healthcare investor, you can do it proactively, and you expect to get a return. When you invest, you get a return, and a return is a better state of well-being and performance in the best years of your life. All right, so you don't have to be a statistic, all right? You're learning a simple, proven process to solve these risks proactively. And again, it starts with one single step that you can begin today, the True Health Assessment. This is your first step to health security. The big benefit to you, I can't say it any more simply, is that you're going to know what your risks are today. No more guesswork, the truth. And from there, you can form the basis of a plan to go address them. So that's the big benefit, and it's a massive one, because what you don't know can literally kill you. So what's included? All right, it's a comprehensive blood test measuring over 35 markers, most of which are not in your annual physical lab test. All right, so let me talk about one story here. I've got many more, but Ernie was as an entrepreneur in his 40s, late 40s, with a young family. He was sleeping poorly. His energy was depleting. He was feeling burned out. He had lost a friend to a stroke who was in his early 50s. When Ernie did the one step that I'm asking you to take, it revealed that he had a very high risk for diabetes, for stroke, and cardiovascular disease. And then he progressed into the organized process, and then further testing determined some other things that he needed to do. But what it did for Ernie was, because he was faced with the truth, but also the positive outlook of the physician said, everything that we see here, you can change. So he was highly motivated to change. And so we helped him set a new set of rules for life, and he had a goal. His son was an Eagle Scout candidate, and there is a national park area in New Mexico for the Boy Scouts where it's something like an 85-mile hike, and it's like a rite of passage. And that was his goal. And at this point, he couldn't walk around a block very well. And so we started him walking around a block, and then we built up to it, and we helped him change his rules. A year later, he had lost 30 pounds. His cardio markers that went from scary, they went to normal without the aid of prescription drugs. And he was able to take his son and be one of the leaders of the group for this 85-mile hike. And so Ernie was able to give himself and his son a cherished family memory that they will never lose, because he made this simple choice that Everything that he needed was within himself, and so he went forward and he got this test, which then added to the fuel of motivation to actually start to make change. And then as those changes started to yield fruit, that added more motivation. And again, you can have Ernie's story in your life. What is your investment? Your investment today is only $497. Okay, so for $500 basically, you can start the journey of redefining your whole life moving forward and creating a new story. Okay, and it gets better. I'm going to share more in a minute. Now, this test is roughly $800. Okay, and so we're offering it at, like a 25-30% discount. But here's the thing. I want to take all the risk out of it for you. If you're not happy with this process, we'll refund 100% of your money and you get to keep the results. We'll send it to you. So there's really no risk. All right. What I want you to do next now is go to this here, and I want you to take your phone out and take a picture of that or focus on it and go to the landing page and check out and buy the test. All right. So let me tell you though, while you're doing that, there are some bonuses. All right. The first bonus is on top of that, I'm going to have, instead of just sending you your results and then me and you talking about it, because it's coded in a way we can tell what's off, I'm going to have a world-class physician with training far beyond local doctors and decades of experience in proactive medicine. They're going to review your results. Okay, so they're going to take probably an hour of their time to review the results and to write a written report of your primary health risks. Okay. The second bonus is I'm going to have you get the 10 secrets to your personal health transformation ebook. It's almost 90 pages long, written by one of our doctors. Fantastic information. And finally, I have a book called Unleash the Peak Performer Within You. It's out on Amazon. I think it's $15. You're going to get a free copy of that as well. All right, so here's all you get today. Let's add it all up. The blood test is roughly $800. We're valuing the doctor's time at $500. That's pretty common for this level of doctor to both review your results and write them up. The free ebook is $97. The free book's $15. Roughly $1,400. So you're roughly getting 3 times the value for this one test. And here's one more bonus. If you choose to work with Tiger, your test will be free because we will credit you the cost of your test in the form of a discount on working with our Tiger doctor. Okay, so this is like double risk free for you if you move forward with us. And again, like I said, we have affordability options. Okay, it's not some crazy $25,000 program. Okay, so this is risk free to you. All right, so the one simple strategy to securing your health future is to get your true health assessment from Tiger Medical. All right, that's all you got to do. Take this one step. Don't worry about step 2, 3, 4, or 10. Just worry about this one thing, and then from a position of knowledge and understanding, you will be able to tell if you need to take further steps or not. Some people don't need to take them, okay? But at least you know. I want to say it again, 0 risk to you. If you aren't happy with the process, your $497 will be refunded. So there's 0 risk to finding out where you stand today. Go here to get your assessment today. Just take a picture of that with your phone, not a picture, just center it and then go to the landing page and you can do a checkout process there, okay? And there's going to be another opportunity to do that in a second. Again, money back guarantee. Let me say it again. If you're not happy with your experience, we'll refund 100% of your money. No questions asked. Go here to take the first step. All right, we're going to move on. I want to say one more thing. Your kids will inherit all that you have learned in life. Okay? So what kind of inheritance are they going to get? If you stop learning and growing, that's what they inherit. All right. I don't want that. And so if I had given up and just said, hey, this is what it is, and I had a bad marriage and bad health, my kids and grandkids would have inherited a dad and a grandfather who was extremely limited, who was sick and potentially divorced and potentially mourned my demise prematurely. All right. But today, because I made the choice to keep growing, to keep learning, my kids, their spouses, my wife, and my grandson, who's actually alive today, enjoy an optimistic, growing, energetic husband, father, and grandfather. Their inheritance includes a model of how to live with different rules for life that result in wellness and thriving. And our family now, it's so meaningful to me. Our family now all practice these rules for life for a multi-generational impact. And what I'm saying is you can do the same. You can have that same kind of impact on your family. Again, here's what you get today. All 4 of these things, $1,400 in value for about $500. It's a great, great value. Go here for your first step to health. Put your phone on it, go to the landing page, and when you go to the landing page, just go through the checkout process, and everything should work fine. And then what will happen after that is that we will reach out to you, tell you we got it. If there were any kind of problems like a double charge or something like that, we will see it on our end. We'll promptly refund it. But we will then communicate with you, get what we need, order the test, and then you'll get an email from the company we use to go to a LabCorp locally. You'll go in, do the blood draw, and then the results will come back to us. Our doctor will do the write-up, and then we'll contact you for a call to go through your results, share the results with you, and then we can talk about next steps at that point. So I hope this has been helpful, and I want you to have a great night, and thank you again for investing 35, 40 minutes to learn about one step that you can take to give yourself that extra decade of good health and to feel better now. Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute, talking about the True Health Assessment. What if you could safeguard not just your health, but the well-being of your entire family? With the True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical, you can. Our comprehensive blood screening identifies hidden risks before they become major issues. Our elite team of Mayo Clinic-trained and naturopathic physicians then create a customized plan to optimize your health for years to come. When you prioritize your wellness, you ensure you can be fully present for the people you love most. Don't let preventable issues cut that time short. For less than the cost of a daily latte, you can gain peace of mind and a clear path to sustained vitality. Protect your future and your family's future with True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical at thetruehealthassessment.com. Again, that's at thetruehealthassessment.com.